Welcome to the Arboretum. If your mind is anywhere other than this beautiful garden, a walking meditation is a great way to bring yourself back to the present moment so that you can fully engage with this space and leave feeling refreshed. This walk can take as much or as little time as you'd like. Be kind to yourself, forgive your mind for wandering, and embrace everything exactly as it is. You don't need to be anywhere other than right here, right now. Take as much or as little time as you'd like for each stop, but set an intention for yourself for each stop before you begin. An intention may look like, I will focus on my breath until I make it over to that tree over there. I will set a timer on my phone and focus on what I hear for 5 minutes. I will focus on what I see until I feel like moving to the next prompt. Consider what your body and mind need today and honor that. By setting an intention and fulfilling that intention, you will achieve success. To do this meditation, start by focusing on the breath. As you walk, observe your inhales, observe your exhales, and that's it. There's no need to get fancy with it or judge yourself. You've been breathing your whole life and you're doing great. When your mind wanders, simply bring your attention back to the breath. Let's start by taking a deep breath in and start walking along any path through the gardens. Pause this video, set your intention, and focus on the breath until you're ready for the next stop. Focusing our attention on the breath is one of the simplest and most effective forms of meditation. Your meditation doesn't need to be any more complicated than this. If focusing on the breath is working for you, just keep it simple, and keep it up as you enjoy the garden. If you've settled into the breath and would like to expand your awareness, take a moment to check in with your body. As you start walking again, notice the sensations in your body. You can use the rhythm of your steps and the sensation of your feet hitting the ground as a baseline to bring your awareness to. Now, when your mind wanders, rather than focusing on the breath, bring your attention to what you feel. If you can't stop thinking about an assignment you've got on Monday, acknowledge the feeling of the sun on your skin and be present with it. If your mind won't stop celebrating a successful presentation you recently gave, notice how the ground feels under your feet and attend to this. There's a time and a place for all of your troubles and triumphs. Right now, we're in the garden. Let's pause to set our intention and focus on our feelings until we're ready for the next stop. You're starting to get the hang of this. Now, let's expand our awareness beyond ourselves as we start walking again. Now as you walk, take notice of the things you're seeing. Wherever your gaze lands, mentally note and acknowledge what you're seeing. Try not to attach or dwell too much on any one thing. Notice the trees, and the leaves, the flowers, and fruits, the birds, the butterflies, and the bees. Observe the colors, the textures, the movement of the things around you. When the mind wanders, bring your awareness back to what you observe. Observe without judgment. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and judgment is unnecessary when we are acknowledging things only as they are. Gratitude will free you from attachment to beauty. Acceptance will free you from attachment to the opposite. Everything in this universe has its place, and there's always more to see. Let's keep walking. Pause to set your intention and take in the sights until you're ready for the next stop. The garden is always full of sounds, even at its most silent. Let's continue our walking meditation by turning our attention now to the sounds we're hearing. As you begin to walk again, take note of any sound that arises, whether it's pleasant or distracting. Take note of the sound of the breeze rustling through the leaves. Take note of the train horn. Take note of the chirps of the sweet little birds. Take note of the leaf blower and lawnmower. We are only observing, not trying to alter or control. When a sound arises, notice its beginning. When a sound finishes, notice its end. When a sound persists, be present with it. Acknowledge its persistence and do not judge. No matter how horrible or pleasant a noise may be, it will eventually end. And when one sound ends, another will surely begin. Enjoy these experiences while they're still with you. Now let's pause to set our intentions and experience the sounds around us until we're ready for the next stop. So far, on this walking meditation, we've attended to our senses of touch, sight, and sound. Let's keep expanding our awareness and bring our attention to what we smell. As you walk and as you breathe in, take note of any aromas you're perceiving. Notice any distinct smells. Just notice them. Scent is the strongest sense tied to memory, so your mind may take the smell you're perceiving and run wildly with it, taking you back to your grandmother's garden or some other long-lost memory from childhood. That's okay. When your mind wanders, simply acknowledge your wandering mind and bring your awareness back to noticing. Whether what you're smelling is pleasant or unpleasant, strong or mild, evocative of pleasant memories or completely unremarkable, simply notice it and let it be. When we attach too much to any one experience, whether good or bad, we miss out on everything else in this great, big, beautiful world. Let's pause to set our final intentions for this practice and be present with our sense of smell until we're ready for the last stop. We've reached the end of our meditation journey together. Before we part ways, let's take a moment to acknowledge the physical sensations in our bodies again. Acknowledge your breath. Acknowledge your heartbeat. Acknowledge the warmth of the sun or the crisp in the air. Spend as much time in this moment as you'd like, and be sure to take a moment to thank yourself for taking this time for yourself. Whether you have 2 minutes or 2 hours, whether you have space to walk or only room to sit, you can take the skills you've learned from this meditation walk and use them in your everyday life. When your mind is swirling with thoughts, set an intention to attend to the present moment. Notice the breath, notice the body, notice the sights, notice the sounds. Forgive your mind for wandering and gently guide it back to reality. The more you put into meditation, the more you'll get out of it. Making a routine of your meditation practice is a great way of ensuring your mind will have a little peace, at least at some point during the day. No matter what you're doing or where you are, be here now.